Alright, looks like I am... Okay, I'm live now. Okay, this, for anyone who's tuning in right at this second, is a Streamlabs experiment, I guess you could say. I recently got Streamlabs for the Mac that I'm working on. So, yeah, let's jump straight into it. What I'm doing here is adding in some clothing texture to a Velma art piece that I've been working on for the last couple of months. Just to get back into live streaming again properly. Like I said this last time, but I'm also simultaneously streaming on my YouTube channel, which I've actually been on YouTube since 2015, and I officially have not done nearly as much as I honestly could have and should have to build that channel. So I figured, you know what, let's build something with it. Anyway, so what I'm doing here is I'm adding some much needed texture to Velma's pleated skirt. Now, this is sort of a shortcut, I guess you could say. What I did was just jumped on, just any search engine and just typed in velvet or basically any sort of fabric texture that you want to use, just so you can save yourself a lot of time and effort rather than like painstakingly drawing in all the detail yourself. You can obviously just sort of do a whole drag and drop thing. So what I did, I just go insert photo and just plant it in that way. So what I'll do here is I will duplicate this, so I've got a backup copy just in case anything goes wrong, and I will shrink this down so it fits, and so we get the grain of the fabric going in the same direction. I'll make sure to keep it as uniform as possible. Same thing here, just sort of duplicate and once more, probably not that one. And bring this one down for the back piece. Okay, now that's basically pretty much 90% done at this point, but obviously it still looks obviously unfinished. So what we're going to do, just going to merge all these together. Well, maybe not right at this second, but we'll turn down the opacity on each of them so we can see what's going on, so we're not working blind. And just to use the ink bleed as like a rough eraser. Which layer am I looking at? So turn off those two. What you want to do is just Just do a rough. The texture of the pen that you use right here is pretty much the most important bit. Hey mate, how's it going? Can you hear me okay? Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah, yeah. This is I've got the new setup and everything, so I'm still working out the bugs. I recently moved, so I've got everything set up in an entirely new location. So I thought rather than keep cracking on with the one I was working on last time, just going back to an old one and finishing that up before I proceed with any new stuff. Cheers, mate. Yeah, how you been? Like, I want to add some music and stuff to the background, but at the moment I haven't got that quite set up just yet. Still very much a slowly bring it together. So I'm simultaneously putting my stuff on my YouTube channel as well, which is also itself very much it's a bare bones affair out there too. So I'll turn off that layer, and what I'll do here is I will use liquify pretty much like previous, is significantly less painful to use in Procreate than it is in Photoshop, but you have to be careful with it because it isn't as clean and accurate as it is in Photoshop. Oh wow. Have you been doing inspections for new houses and stuff? Yeah, I was thinking of going out and checking some apartments over the holiday season, but I think I might have run out of time. All right. So you've recorded some new road trip stuff? Yeah, that's cool, man. Like, I've barely been on Twitch at all over the last couple of weeks during my move. So it's good to be like sort of back and in the fray after all this time. Like the holiday season's weird because because I work freelance, there's really no such thing as a break for me. Like it's literally a no rest for the wicked, or in my case, the wicked awesome. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm gradually teaching myself how to use the editing software that sort of comes built into the Mac and everything, and it's fairly straightforward. It's just mostly just drag and drop. They got like these Adobe programs that have like these sort of funky little title screens and everything, and trying to customize them is a little bit trickier than I thought. Because honestly, some of the products in the Creative Suite aren't really that great. Like they need some updates, honestly. Not that layer, this layer. Yeah, most definitely. Like, is there a way to get like one of those sort of, I guess, like the headset speakers, like the really small ones that you sort of see, like air traffic controllers and stuff use, just to have that like inside your helmet, so you can sort of narrate as you're driving. Because that'd be honestly really cool, sort of like a Tony Stark kind of customized motorbike helmet. All right, now just gonna merge. Actually, I'll duplicate these just to be on the safe side. I make sure to make doubles of everything just to be certain. Okay, now that's in normal. What I want to do is I want to get like that nice, I want to preserve the texture. So I will go with pin light. Yep. Maybe hard light looks a little bit better. Yeah, I'll just go with pin light for now. Yeah, yeah. I mean, honestly, with the amount of like background noise and stuff that you just pick up just from going at high speed, I mean, it's kind of one of those things where, uh, like the initial investment to get like something that's maybe like more self-contained may actually be the best thing going forward. Like, is there anything like that like available at the moment, or you're just gonna sort of have to do the narration over the top of the footage? Because I think that's honestly the most practical way of getting it done somehow. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start doing some smudging. Probably not with that brush. The airbrush brush is a little bit too strong for this particular type of fabric, so I might use more of a fabricy type brush for the blending. Turn down the opacity a bit. Yeah, because that'd be cool. Like just doing sort of like an on the road documentary as you're driving through like the back roads and the countryside and everything. So did you find a place suitable to move to yet, or are you still looking? Oh yeah, absolutely. And unfortunately, a lot of like even though we sort of live in the quote future unquote, I mean a lot of consumer electronics still leave a lot to be desired. Oh, that'd be cool. Like, is that sort of like the sort of almost like a canopy kind of windscreen, like the old police what are they called? Police motorbikes have. Because that would look fantastic. What's the average price range in the area that you're looking for? Like I'm from Sydney, so I just I just assume that like all houses are basically too expensive, so I don't even bother. Oh, that's cool. All right. Are you looking to buy or are you wanting to rent, or is that the mortgage that they have? Are you going for Brisbane or I mean, what's your local? Yeah, I mean, every time I was, sort of plucking up the courage to enter the property market here in Sydney, it's like, interest rates have just gone up, and I'm just like, hey, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'm fine. Everything's cool here. I'll just relocate my stuff and apartment. That works perfectly for me. Oh yeah. So same thing, Brisbane. I think you might even like pay extra for like the nice weather tax as well. Like I mean, Sydney has a similar problem. It has like because we have just sort of basically year round nice weather for the most part. Like you know that actually gets factored into how much we end up paying in tax for properties and stuff. Oh, careful. Oh, nice. Yeah, I was considering like doing the whole what's it called? The tree change, where you know people from the big smoke would ditch living in the city, or at least like the suburbs and stuff, move out to the country. And I'm just and now like they're all desperately trying to move back because a lot of the places they move to, you know, um, got hit by all that flood damage. And the problem is, like, if a place gets hit with enough flood damage, um, it damages like the whole market because insurers are just like paranoid and they don't want to like insure a place that continuously gets destroyed by rainwater, and nobody is terribly keen on moving to an area like that that's basically at the mercy of the elements. Oh god. Do you get like a lot of potholes out in the country, or is it sinkholes? I can't tell which is worse, but I have a pretty good idea that they're both not desirable road conditions to have. Oh god, yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. You know, Albanese seems like a nice enough character and everything, and he's doing his best with like the mess he's inherited. But like with every other like Australian politician, keeping your expectations of these people relatively low is the best policy. Because thinking that they can, make good on their campaign promises in any meaningful way without significantly damaging their own brand is just naive. Oh, absolutely, yeah. Like a relatively lightweight vehicle like a motorbike um, wouldn't worry too much about that kind of stuff because you can like easily sort of weave and move around and like avoid them for the most part, right? Or do you actually like hit them and like you end up doing a wheelie or something? It's like I've never ridden a motorbike over a pothole, but I assume it is not fun at all because that shockwave just goes right through your body. Like at least in a car, you're sort of like cushioned from it. Yeah, yeah. My uncle, he drives a Tesla, and he was actually on sort of auto drive. You know how it goes, like the computer can basically take over, and you can just sort of relax and chill and like not have to worry about the road and everything. And like the thing is, the car didn't pick up on a particularly big, nasty pothole, and it ended up like damaging the wheels. And the problem is because he's like an early adopter of like an electronic vehicle or an electric vehicle, um, the kind of infrastructure needed to keep his car like going and well maintained really isn't there when it comes to like country towns. Like it's barely there when it comes to like suburbs and everything. Speaking of Teslas and all that, like Elon Musk apparently is pulled out of the Twitter deal, which I find kind of interesting in a way because it always had a "this is too good to be true" kind of element to it. Like I didn't have any particularly high expectations, um, because when he announced it, everyone was like, "Ooh, this is so cool." It's like he's like a rich guy sticking it to the man or whatever, and it's just like, well, there really isn't a man to stick it to because he is the man in basically every way, shape, and form. Oh God! Oh no! Far out, yeah. Yeah, luxury cars and country roads do not mix. Turn some of these layers off. I mean, I've only ever driven like second-hand cars and stuff because I find the whole idea of just buying a brand new car that has the new car smell and like driving it off the lot and everything, and it immediately losing nearly 40% of its original value just doesn't make any sense to me. Hmm. Phone's going off. Little flyaways. Oh, without a doubt. Like I think there's like something more liberating about a motorbike as well. Like there's like a power to them. Like you learn how to sort of. It's basically like that John Bon Jovi song, "Wanted Dead or Alive," like on a steel horse I ride. It's basically just a reference to a motorbike, and it's basically power, and chicks tend to love them as well. Because there's really no way to not have a passenger on a motorbike without them hugging you. I mean, they can like hang on for dear life onto those two little like bars either side, but oh boy, it just reminds me of when we did a road trip from Sydney to I think Melbourne, yeah. And I was on the back of a motorbike the entire time. I think I was still in high school and everything. And I was just thinking, this was the single worst idea I'd ever had as a passenger. Like, if I was riding the motorbike itself, I would have had an absolute blast. I think they're very, very cool and lots of fun. But, as a passenger, oh, God. I cannot recommend it at all as you know, something to do. Okay, let's see if I can cool down these layers a bit. There we go. Oh, absolutely. Like, and because I wasn't like, it was fun for about maybe the first 15 minutes, and then when I realized just how long the distance was to ride, I was like, oh god, this is such a stupid idea. Like road tripping anywhere interstate is probably one of the um, worst things I can imagine. Like honestly, I've got a new fondness for air travel that I never had before, because I'm quite tall, so you know, getting into a plane seat is somewhat difficult for me. Like if I'm not like sitting in the like emergency exit line, I basically have almost no leg room. So you know, flying for me has always been just sort of a an impromptu yoga lesson that I was not prepared to like subject myself to. Yeah, no worries. Let's check the phone for just a moo. Okay. Alrighty, so we're just coming up to almost the half an hour mark. This obviously is a very short little demonstration, I guess you could say. I'll do a little bit of work on her face here because it is still a bit grubbier than I would have liked. Ugh, no. So yeah. Oh, careful. Don't wanna. Don't wanna get too overdone when it comes to the detail. Yeah, I was doing some cursory research into like different streaming platforms, and the main one that I was thinking about was YouTube. Like I started streaming on Twitch a couple of months ago, and it's actually pretty cool. Like it's a lot of fun, but sort of taking the next like logical step for sort of more evergreen content is absolutely where I envision putting more of my stuff, because what I do here is not like really anything else I do professionally. This is more of a I guess a living portfolio in a way. So yeah. Cool. Alrighty. So yeah, just to recap. Just gonna fray the edges a little bit to really blend the shadow into the texture of the velvet on the pleated skirt. Hey mate, how's it going? Yeah, this is only going to be a just sort of a short demo until I get everything sort of properly up and running next week. So yeah, I'll actually I'll have to leave it there for now, but seriously, thank you for helping me out tonight. Obviously, it's the same old mic that I used before, but obviously this time it's actually plugged in and working. So, I guess the points are slowly stacking up. So, yeah, mate. I will be back on Monday, so if you're around then, I'll chat to you then. And for everybody else out there who, drifted in, came and checked it out, or just wanted to have a quick sneaky peek and lurk for a little bit, thanks for coming to watch, and I'll see you when I see you.